What's up, guys? I'm gonna go through the install of the Humminbird Helix 7 on my new Bigwater 132, formerly the Old Town Predator. This is one of the easiest installs you can do for a kayak. Everything is pretty much no drill. You don't have to really do anything to the integrity of your boat to put this thing on. Old Town made it easy. So we're gonna walk through how to put this thing on right now and get me ready for fishing this weekend. First off, I'm going to take the drive out. Old Town makes it easy. You don't have to drill into anything other than the plate on the bottom if the screws don't match up just right with your bracket. But you've got a scupper, transducer scupper right there. The wires for the transducer will run right up under this gasket. It's got a flexible little gasket on the lid. It'll run right up under here. We'll run right up into the gasket through this little trough. I'll take this plate off right here through this groove, and then boom, right here to the bracket on the side. As you can see there, one of the nice things is the side plates on the Bigwater come pre-cut so you can put track mount items right there. I've got my Humminbird on a ram mount, just their basic electronic mount with the slide track accessory on the bottom. See if we can get that on there real quick. So on the ram mount, just slides right on there. You can tighten it as you see fit, loosen the little handle up and get this thing positioned how you want it. Right there. Easy access for the mount. And then we'll run the wires, like I said, over the lip through here and into the back of the unit. So you are going to have to take one of these plates off. So we'll do that real quick. Simple. Save that over there. So I've got the transducer from my other boat. Just took it off there. Transducer cable. You're always going to have a ton of extra. Get these things sorted out. You have to get up underneath your boat. If you get up underneath your boat and run that wire straight through the transducer scupper. Run that wire through there. Put the excess down in the front hatch. We'll get that tidied up in a little bit with a zip tie. I'm going to come up over the lip, through this groove, and right up there to the back of the unit. Perfect. Now let's get the power cable in there. The same thing, we're just going to drop it in. Clean the excess up and tidy that up here in a little bit, but it's going to run along that same track as the actual cable that will communicate to the head of the unit there. Match those up, kind of get them along the same lines there. We'll get those wires together, get them along about the same line to the back of the unit there. Try to get enough slack. That's right there, but I think I want a little closer to the front. There we go. Take that once again, pair these up, make sure we got enough to reach the back. There we go. In the back, run right through there, right back down into the hole. Zip tie these things up to make them neat so they're not just flailing all over the place and getting hung up on stuff. Alright, go ahead and put that plate back on. Let's go ahead and get this plate back on here now that we got the wires running where we want them. Alright, so far so good. Alright, so now we need to get the transducer mounted right there on the bracket, or the little plate that's up under the boat that's made to hold these transducer brackets. So the quickest, easiest way to do this is going to be to take this plate off, mount the bracket to it, and then put the whole thing back on. So one thing I figured out doing this with the Predator, you have to put the transducer bracket on this plate upside down. Because if you don't, there won't be enough clearance under the hole, and your transducer will drag the bottom all the time. So instead of like this, how it would typically be, flipping it, so the transducer is still going to run like it's supposed to, but as you can see, it's going to sit way up under there. It's going to snap in like this and sit much further up from the bottom of the boat, and stay off the bottom of the lake or the river. That's where we want it to be. All right, so we got the bracket on there upside down. Pop that into place, and now you can see once that's on, that's going to ride up away from the bottom. Just like that right there. So it's going to clear the bottom of the hole and not get beat up all season long. All right, so we get this plate back on here. And just so everyone knows, I'm not gifted at fixing or putting things together. So if I can do this, anybody can do it. All right, that's tight. About as tight as that can go. Now we got to pull that excess cord up through there. All right, so now we get all the excess cord up through the scupper hole, down into the front hatch inside the tank well. Nice and neat. Now let's trim some of this stuff up, get this thing finished. All right, now we got to get in here, clean up some of this spider web and get this thing looking nice. All right, a couple zip ties, got that coiled up nice and neat. Get those clipped off, tucked away. One nice thing about the Bigwater, formerly the Predators, the new Bigwaters, come with a nice battery bag right in there, so you can ride your battery up out of the bottom of the hole so it's not banging around. Got my power cables from the last yak. I transferred it over. It does have a little connection here with a little fuse in it, along with the fuse to the unit itself, in case of a little power surge or anything. You don't want to damage the unit. So let's get a battery and see if this thing powers up. She's alive. It worked. All right, y'all, there it is, installed. Cleaned up and looking nice. Right up under the lid. Good to go. Right over there, you see that autopilot. That's next on the list. We're gonna get the electronics on it next. All right, y'all, the Helix is installed on the Bigwater 132. As you can see, that was real straightforward and pretty simple. I like the permanent mount underneath rather than the DIY or store-bought over the side arms for the transducers, just because I like to leave that thing under there where I know I'm gonna get a good image every time. I just bought an extra transducer and then use the same head unit on multiple boats and switch it back and forth. But anyway, let me know what you did in the comments if you have this boat and you have one mounted, and what you did to rig it up. But as always, appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to hit that notification bell before you get out of here. Thank y'all.